Hi everyone, welcome to Module 6. In this module, we'll walk through how to draft a comprehensive freelance contract, one that protects both the freelancer and the client. We'll cover clause by clause drafting with real examples, and by the end of this module, you'll be confident in drafting enforceable, clear, and professional freelance agreements. Okay, now let's start with the most basic question. What and why does a freelance contract matter? Okay, now a good freelance contract, it sets the expectations. It brings clarity on the scope of work, payment timelines, deliverables, and revisions. And most importantly, it serves as a legal protection if either party breaches the contract. Let me give you a quick example. A freelancer delivered 50,000 rupees worth of design work. Now there is no contract to that. Now the client has also ghosted. Now no legal action could be taken because there was no enforceable agreement. Now this is not uncommon and it is avoidable with one document. A contract isn't just your legal formalism, it's actually a practical armor. Now let's begin with the two essential components. Title and parties and scope of work. Now, in title and parties clause, your agreement should open with a clear heading, Freelance Services Agreement, and identify the parties involved. You must use the full legal names, including the designation, like Miss, Mr., Mrs., if necessary, and exact business names with the exact addresses. For example, this agreement is made between ABC Private Limited client and Miss Aisha Kapoor, freelancer. Now, what you're doing is giving clarity on identity, and which helps to avoid any future disputes, especially in corporate context. Next is your scope of work clause. Now, this clause this actually outlines what the freelancer is hired to do. So here you must be specific. Now, the vague scope actually create loopholes and ambiguity. So you must include the volume, frequency, and the reference to an extras if the description is too long. For example, designing 10 social media graphics per month, scheduling posts, writing captions, and submitting monthly reports. And if needed, attach your schedule with a breakdown. This is how you can draft the scope of work. Let's now start to the deliverables and timelines. Now, this clause must actually answer two questions. First is, when is the freelancer expected to deliver? And second is, in what format should the work be submitted? For example, weekly post drafts by Friday, 6 p.m., monthly analytics by the second of every month, and delay beyond 3 days may lead to deduction in payment. Now, the last sentence here is very important. It links the performance to your consequences, which is a hallmark of effective drafting. Here, another one important tip is you must always mention the format. Is it a PDF, Google Drive link, or email? Whatever is expected. And if the format isn't clear, the client can actually later reject the work on your technicalities. Now the payment terms. So here money is a sensitive topic. So your contract must be precise in payment terms clause. So you have to break it down in your four elements. First is the amount, state the fee clearly. Then the method, which is your bank transfer, UPI, PayPal, whatever it is, write it down. Then the frequency, is it a monthly payment? Is it milestone based or project end? And it is an optional element. However, I recommend you all to include it. That is late fee. So encourage timely fees as well. You can take this example. Client agrees to pay 20,000 rupees per month. Payment to be made via bank transfer by the 5th of each month. A late fee of rupees 500 per day applies after a 5-day grace period. Now, this is what I was typically explaining, how we've beautifully included all four elements in your payment terms. Also, another tip is avoid vague statements like will be paid fairly or subject to the client satisfaction. That's actually not enforceable at all. Then is your revisions, edits, and approvals. Now, this is a trap most freelancers actually fall into, the unlimited revisions one. So here's how you can fix it. State exactly how many rounds of edits are included, and specify what happens if the clients want more, right? Example could be the freelancer agrees to provide 2 rounds of revisions per round, per design, and additional revisions are billed at rupees 500 per hour. So you're even mentioning if you need extra revisions, we are ready to give you that, but it is subject to extra payment. But this, what is doing is it is protecting your time and signals professionalism. It also states whether the approval is deemed given after certain days without feedback. Okay, now let's address the ownership and confidentiality. These are crucial when creative assets and your sensitive data are involved. Talking about the IP ownership, the example could be like as follows. Upon full payment, all final designs shall be the exclusive property of the client. That one sentence transfers the ownership here, but only after the payment. Next is your confidentiality clause. You can see the example. The freelancer shall not disclose any private business information, client data, or campaign strategy without prior consent. Here you have to make sure that the clause survives the termination of the agreement. So you can add that this clause shall survive the termination of the agreement. Okay, now coming to the term termination and dispute resolution. So every agreement they must answer when does it begin and end, can it be terminated early, and what happens in case of disputes. So you can refer to the examples per clauses that I've mentioned here. The terms in case of the termination clause, you can even keep it mutual, like freelancers should retain their rights to walk away too, I feel. And in case of your dispute clauses, if you're dealing with cross-border clients, you may prefer online arbitration or institutional platforms like SIAC or JAMS. So you must mention things accordingly. Okay, and finally, we close the contracts with your signature block format. It must have the full name, designation if there's any, company's name if it is applicable, and the signature and the date. You must also add a short declaration like by signing below, both the parties agree to all the terms and conditions that are stated in this agreement. And please don't forget contracts unsigned by both the parties may not hold up in court. So this is all the hard work you've done by drafting it so nicely will all go futile if you don't have it signed by the parties.